Alright, pistons. So we're doing a stroker crank. What crank did we buy? I don't remember. Where's those numbers that they gave us? Oh, some people don't understand timing marks either. F means front, R means rear, top F means top front. So that means this is a timing mark, this is a top dead center mark. There is no rear one. So these are timing marks. If you're doing use a timing light, this is where the flywheel will sit when it's fully advanced. If you're using points, that's where you set the distributor at. Maybe this thing over here. These are set at full advance. So you'd use this front mark. If you have dual point, you use both marks. If you use an electronic ignition, you use the top dead center front. So that's how you do it. Okay, so where's our marks at over here? There they go. Getting over here now. These are on the left wheel, not the right wheel. Oh, they are on the left wheel too, so they got a new way of doing it. So it used to be the marks were at the bottom of the flywheel, now they're on the side. And they're on the same position on both wheels, but that's opposite because one's on this side, one's on this side. This you can't see. This one you can see when you turn the flywheel around. So instead of looking down here on the bottom, for stamping they got this new laser etching thing here, or whatever the hell this is supposed to be. So it's a number 2E. E is for early. It's an early crank. Early means it fits 54 and earlier. That's what E means. Cover that back up. That goes over the case. So the one of these sheets over here gave us dimensions. You get oil all over your fingers, it doesn't work very well. Number 2 is a 4.5 inch kit, see? Number 2, right there, 4.5. Blow it up, you can really see it. So there you go. If I had number 3, it would have been a 4 3/4. Okay. Better one. Alright, so 4.5 is our stroke that we're using. Pistons are made for everything. That's why the compressions vary by 3 points, because they only make one piston. What a shocker. Let's see if they make the same piston. They got 2 different ones here. Same part number. Don't lose your clips. I just used the Evo style wire clip. Nice. Big improvement over the spiral locks and all the other crap they used. There's the rings. Close enough. Okay, so we got a high compression dome on it. I think there was 2 options, a high and a standard. This is the high one, so when you're on a knucklehead, it'll help raise the compression up. So they made these pistons a lot shorter than what they used to be. They used to be a lot longer. So there you go. So they didn't change that much. They put a big chamfer on there. Once we just shorten the piston up by that much, because that ain't doing anything, might as well just cut that off. That's just extra weight. If you're going to make the piston like an Evo, make it like an Evo. So the pistons hit each other. So instead of cutting out one part of a piston to make clearance, they just cut the piston away completely on both sides, so they don't hit each other. They come by like that. But you might as well just cut that metal off. It's extra weight. It doesn't do a damn thing once you do that big ass chamfer. It's kind of stupid. You lost all that bearing area right there, so the piston will want to rock more. So use the same piston front and rear. There's no difference. And they're not marking them on the inside. Who made them? So I guess they're made in China now. There's no name in the inside of the piston anymore like it used to be. Top secret. No special code number in here. We know S&S doesn't make their own stuff, so who knows? My guess is overseas. But that'd be me. All the American machine shops put numbers in here, code numbers, so they identify their product when they're making it. Alright, so we'll see what those are. So the stroker piston means they moved up, so they got room for stroke. So when we put the piston in the motor, we'll find out what we got. The pistons do not fit in the holes. That's a good sign because those are worn out. So these are a 10 over. So we'll be honing those to size. I don't feel like setting the boring bar and moving that pile of junk out of the way, so I'm just going to hone them to size. That'll work. So these ones are all torn up from metal in there, and it seized one of the pistons on the front only. The back one, I think. So I'm just going to work my butt off and hone these to size. Give me some exercise. Okay, then I got another set over here for another job to do too. Alright. So this is what they had before. The wrist pins up. I got my own wrist pin. Let's see what they had in there for pistons before. Same compression height. That's the distance from the center of the wrist pin to the top of the piston, which is this the top of the piston, this the dome. So this edge right here is your top of your piston. Then you have a plus whatever 700 high dome or something like that. So you can see how the height of the dome is a lot different, which gives you more compression. And it looks like the compression height is pretty similar, a little bit different, slightly lower on this one because it's made for more stroke, but pretty close. And the dome's a lot higher. So if you want to know which one's higher, you lay them flat on a table like that, and you can see which one's higher. So even though this one is more of a stroke, see, you have to lift the piston up to get it up there. So it's got that much more height there. So it's got about 100,000 more dome to it. And then the difference in the stroker height is the difference in the height of the piston right across there, which looks pretty close. You can see how much taller this piston here was cut than this one. I'll take this one, let's put it right in there. Wrong one. If you come over here, you can see it. See how the height of the piston is, it's almost 3/8 of an inch shorter, probably 5/16 shorter. Because that doesn't mean nothing. Once you don't touch the cylinder, the rest of the piston doesn't matter. So there you go. So what's the actual difference here? Right there. It's not much. I think it's almost identical. Hard to see laying down on a table here. Pretty close. So anyway, that's the difference. It pretty much ran we had an 80-inch stroke in this motor, a 4 1/4 stroke. We're putting a 4 1/2 inch. So this piston here should be an 1/8 inch lower than this one. That's not an 1/8 inch difference. So they pretty much had a stroker piston inside of the stock, more or less crank. So that's why it had no cylinder pressure. Plus it had a lower dome. So everything made it lower compression. Alright, that's it for that for now.